Sure enough. Am I the baddest mofo look down around this town?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough.
Can you dig it, nigga? Sucker, sucker!
Can you dig it, suckers? EJ Boxing Live here, fight fans. Here to cover another one. Adonis Superman Stevenson versus Andre SOG Ward. Yeah, to see how this matchup would happen. And this fight, it's likelihood they're in the same division. Ward has all the other belts, and Adonis Stevenson has the sealed WBC belt and is the linear champion. So it should happen, and if it happens, let's try and break down and work out how it would happen. There's been a lot of talk about this, and this is the fight that really people want to see. I know that Ward's called out Joshua. He hasn't called out Usyk, but Usyk's in the cruiserweight division is #1, and obviously he's called out Triple G if Triple G gets past Canelo. But this fight here is the one that most people want to see next for Ward, as he takes a rest after he just beating Sergio Kovalev yesterday. So let's get into it. So obviously Ward at 33 years of age, he has all the belts except for the WBC belt. SOG, he's got names. Obviously he beats first guy that stopped Sergio Kovalev, you know, gone the distance with him that no one else really, not many people gone the distance with him. Alexander Brown went the distance with him. So sorry, what am I talking about? Normally people have gone distance with Sergio Kovalev, but Ward usually goes distance, doesn't mind, you know, gets a couple of stop outs, but the majority, when he goes against elite competition, he usually just makes them look silly, and that's how I box them. Adonis Stevenson's record, on the other hand, so let's talk about Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson's 39, so to Ward is 33. He stands at 5'11", so Ward is taller than him by 6 foot. He has a reach 77 that translates to 196. I believe. Let me see your Ward. I think he's got a tremendous reach. Ward is 71 with 80 centimeters, 180. So Adonis Stevens has the reach advantage, even though Ward has the height advantage. So opponents, obviously, Adonis Stevens from Canada, 39 to 33. You know, it could happen. Well, I don't see why Ward wouldn't take it. You know, Adonis Stevenson is getting on a bit, even though Adonis Stevenson has one loss in his record. That was to Darnell Boone, but he avenged it later on, that victory later on. He's got people, Aaron Pryor Jr. I don't know how Aaron Pryor Jr. was that good in his career. Obviously, he avenged the Darnell Boone victory. He knocked KO Chad Dawson. That's where he first came onto my eyes, where everyone really recognized him. Emmanuel Stewart been talking about him for a long while. Beat Chad Dawson. First guy to stop Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was beat before by Nathan Cleary, but he stopped him. Fonfara went the distance. Fonfara. Was it Dimitri? I can't know his name. But he KO'd him anyway. He beat Saka Bika. That's a good win. You know, Tom Kapatsi KO'd him. Thomas William Jr. KO'd him. And revenged the Andres Fonfara fight, where he went the distance. A lot of people thought Fonfara actually won that fight. He went back and just KO'd him. It was spectacular, and that's all up to date. But you see, the thing is, nothing apart from probably Tony Bellew and the Chad Dawson wins pretty good. Definitely Tony Bellew just beat David Hayes pretty good. So, but no one would ever tell you that Tony Bellew is elite or Chad. I think the only guy in there probably anything was Chad Dawson, and he blew him up. But Chad Dawson just lost to Andre Ward, so that's the only opponent that they have in common. Actually, Saka Bika they have in common as well, and both of them went the distance with him. So they have opponents in common because their weight classes, they're in the same weight classes, super middle, light heavyweight in common. Mr. Doc's in there. Yo, what's up, Mr. Doc? Stevenson's style is bad matchup for Ward, in my opinion, because he's more patient than Covey, and will force Ward to get past. We'll force to get past his jab. Covey bring the food to Ward. Truth. Truth in his word. Yeah, check out the channels, man. Truth, good channel. Stevenson is tough fight for Ward and Kolev. Yeah, he is, man. He is. Definitely a tougher fighter. Like I said, Stevenson's gonna be 39. Whenever that fight happens, Ward is still gonna be 33. He's still got like Stevenson hasn't got like elite names. I mean, Chad Dawson was probably the best guy, because he got winner with Bernard Hopkins. He lost against Pascal though, you know. So they haven't got really that elite. So he's been fighting against guys who just could be elite but never there. Chad Dawson was probably the biggest name. Zakir Biko was former world champion, tough, gritty guy, but you know, most people say like he was like a gatekeeper, world class, but he actually got a world title. So I can't really call him a gatekeeper because he got a world title. Andre from Fire was pretty good. He looked like he was on the raid. He blew out Chavez Jr., but Chavez Jr., as we see, it was okay. But there's no names. This would be the biggest name on Stevenson's record since Chad Dawson, and we saw what Ward did to Chad Dawson. So on a comparison, yeah, most people stylistically like Stevenson. I like Stevenson as well. But like I said again, Stevenson hasn't faced no one that. He's definitely got the power with 29 wins to 24 KOs, definitely. I think, but Ward's very smart. He'll be probably looking at someone like Darnell Boone or the Fonfara first fight to try and work out what to do against Stevenson. Where Ward's the blueprint to fight Ward? Ward's a chameleon, you know? Comes in different styles and stuff. So we see. And like I said, even though Stevenson's got the reach, but he has to use it. Ward's got the height advantage, but you can't use your height in fight, can you? Just harder to shoot the punches up, I guess. But a very interesting fight. What else you guys are saying in the chat? Nothing else more. Well, this fight should happen and can happen. It's very feasible. They're in the same weight class, and it's up to Ward. Ward could walk away right now, and no, you know, Stevenson needs Ward. You know, Stevenson needs Ward. Or Stevenson needs a curve. He needs someone on his resume. Good point, EJ. Stevenson could suffer from lack of competitive competition that could really test him. Exactly. That's what it is. Because Ward every time he's been facing the underdog, I'm not sure that Adonis Stevenson, you know, he's more or less been the same. He hasn't really been a big underdog in any of the fight. You know, he's favored to beat Tony Bellew and some other fights. You know, but this would be a fight where a lot of people probably maybe Stevenson the favorite just because they feel like the KO percentage. But looking, Ward, you see with Ward, KO percent doesn't matter what you bring. Ward will adjust, man. That guy is like the chameleon. You remember like the Borg? He goes, yeah, wherever I will simulate you. Because again, he goes, yeah, we will assimilate you to the collective. That's what Ward does. He takes data and assimilates. He's like Floyd in that respect. With the old school moves, you know, slips the jab, goes to the body, keeps going to the body until you think when you bring your hands down and wham! That's what he did to Sergio Kovalev. Banged him to the body. Sergio Kovalev wasn't ready for that headshot. He wasn't ready at all. Smacked. The right hand was bad. A lot of people feel the fight was over from that right hand, and he just beat Kovalev up. Heck, who's Stevenson fought that better than Sullivan Barrera recently? He hasn't fought no one recently. So that's why I have to go back Chad Dawson and obviously comparison with Sakio Biko. That's what you know, people, notable guys that they've both fought before, you know, and I don't think Ward has fought a Darnell Boone. Lucky. Because Darnell Boone is the upset man. Has Ward fought? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he has. Ward fought Darnell Boone. He did fight Darnell Boone. He stopped him. See, straight away. See, there you go already. So there's like 3 opponents they fought similar: Darnell Boone, Sakio Biko, and Chad Dawson. And Ward, like the two of them, you know, Chad Dawson, he stopped. And Stevenson stopped Chad Dawson. Sakio Biko went the distance. He sucked. The only thing is Darnell Boone in the first fight stopped Stevenson, and Stevenson KO'd him in the second one, and Ward KO'd him as well. So they've got similar opponents, you could say. But Stevenson definitely needs that fight. Okay. Boone used all the way to drop. Used to always drop his opponents. Get beaten. Yeah, he's dropping opponent and get beaten. But still, you have to mark that down to Ward. So maybe Ward's going to be the favorite coming into that fight. Even though Stevenson has all that record and the way he's fighting, his skill set is very good. I know Scorsese will be there with the flag, waving the Canadian flag. You know what I'm saying? Over there with the Quebecs. But the truth is, man, Ward trumps him in resume, and opponents as well. And Stevenson, it doesn't look good for Steven, though I believe Stevenson could win that fight. Stylistically, I think Stevenson got the style to give Ward a lot of trouble. But we'd have to see what happens. I mean, what happens when Stevenson gets caught by Ward with one of them right hands or that goes to the body the way he does, man? You know what I'm saying? What's it? Truth. For this fight, I'll have to not consider the resume. Okay, from what I see, both fighters, Stevenson has the edge for me. Well, you have to. Well, you know, I consider the resume. I understand what you're saying, Truth, but like I said, I weigh up everything, and then for you guys to make a decision. So resume has to be factored in, you know, as well as height, reach, and stylistically, you know, style. Like I said, stylistically, in my opinion, he has the style to beat Ward. But again, Ward's a chameleon. Like, you never know what Ward's come out. Like that Ward who fought Sergio Cove wasn't the same one who fought the first one, you know, because he continued what he's doing from the body work. You know, when Ward finds something to go to, he'll keep going to it. Nick Rogers, this is the truth. Ward might go top rank. Yeah, that's the truth. I think the contract with what's this called again? The companies with Reddy is finished. Contract's finished, so I think he might go to top rank. It was interesting though. That means it's not good for Guillermo Rigondeaux, because Rigondeaux have to follow Ward, innit? Oh shit, well, you have to follow Ward, man. I like the Jay-Z's company though. I like their company. I think you know, they seem like they look out for their fights. They haven't made that many fights, but Rock Nation, they haven't made any fights, but I like the way Rigo was looked after. To be fair, because if he was with anyone else, Bob Arum, he would have got robbed, man. What are you saying? Arum turned into a skinny thin. Yeah, Arum should have made Rigo and him fought a long time ago. Rigo and Lomachenko should have fought a long time ago, right? And you just had them stay away from each other. Bob's not gonna want to pay Ward that. We'll see what happens, isn't it? True. It's hard to pick against Ward. Yeah, it is hard to pick against Ward. Certainly can't count him out. Yeah, man, absolutely. You know what I mean? Stevenson and Ward is a good fight, but arguably it could be one-sided. Ward could just go in there and just do Stevenson dirty, just do him dirty, because you're relying on Stevenson to land the jab to the body. Ward is not going to let him do, because Stevenson, to get his shots off on the southpaw, he has to land his right hand to the body, and then that's more or less how he gets down. You know, how he gets off. Yeah, he sticks it, and then he's setting you up with his big left, or a left hook. You know, that's how he feints it or trying to land them shots. And I'm not arguing. Someone said he's just one style. All right. Well, it's hard to say that, because when he fights anyone, no one's really challenged him. Ward will challenge him. If he tries to do that, Ward's not going to let him do what he feels he can do it. And if Ward stays close to Stevenson's body, I like Ward in that. I think that's how Ward beats him. Try to stay close to him, and then work inside, and then stay our way, and then fake. You know, and he'll give him angles. He'll slip, slide, give him different angles. When he tries to throw the jab, he'll come off an angle and try to hit him with hooks and stuff like that. So it's not. And you have to see Stevenson getting hit multiple rounds. You see, that's nothing like Kovalev. What happened to Kovalev? Kovalev's not used to getting hit in his face round after round after round after round. He's not used to it. You know, and Ward's very good at that. You know, that's the sweet science of the game: hit and not be hit. And arguably you could throw a bag of rice at Ward, and maybe some of them will hit, but not all of them. And if you hit him once, you definitely won't hit him twice. You know, that's the thing, man. That's the truth right there. Right now, I have him #1 pound for pound, and I had Terence Crawford #1 pound for pound, but I got Andre Ward #1 pound for pound. Terence Crawford #2, in my opinion. I ain't got Lomachenko. Lomachenko's there though. He's in the top 5, I think, but he's not #1 in my opinion. Better chance against Stevenson. I like Ward against Stevenson. Stevenson, you see, like I said, Stevenson, one of them guys. Like anyone, no one likes to get touched up in their face. No one likes getting touched up. And Ward will touch you up. But we see, and Stevenson is 39 years of age, and Ward will make him feel like he's 39 years of age. When he starts hitting him around the body, hitting him around the head, Ward is not going to let Stevenson lunge in with some of his shots, and he ain't going to let Stevenson have his way, man. He's just not going to have it. He's very strong, and arguably he's gone the halfway around. He knocked out Kovalev, who Stevenson wanted to fight, who didn't fight, and for whatever reason he's knocked him off. And knocking off Kovalev coming to a Stevenson fight stands in good stead. For me, stands in a good stead. Does that prepare you for Stevenson? Not necessarily, because Stevenson fights differently, but it brings the confidence in that you've knocked out the guy that most people consider number one, even though I feel Stevenson is the number one in the division. And also, he's not only knocked off Kovalev, he's knocked off Chad Dawson, who you beat after. So he's basically knocked off your number one challenger, and he's knocked off the guy that you're basically claim to fame is Chad Dawson. He's knocked off two of them, you know. And Ward's coming in that, like I said, arguably, I said Ward was the light heavyweight champion when he beat Chad Dawson, even the belt wasn't aligned. He's arguably got all the belts already. That's what I said, like, if Ward was retired right now or not fight Stevenson, he don't need to. That's why he don't really need Stevenson. That's why I mentioned the Alexander Usyk fight and the Joshua fight, where maybe that's where he gets his next challenges from. Mr. Doc's last comment, because Stevenson fights a long range too, so Kovalev would be able to get in range and like all night. Yeah, but actually, well, he has to apply it though. This is what I'm saying. He has to be able to administer his game plan and you know, keep his long range. Ward finds a way of, because Kovalev tried to do that with Ward. He tried to jab into the stomach. Ward took it away from him. He takes away what you're good at and then let you fight his fight. And then if you haven't got plan B, plan C, and so on, you know what I mean, you're in trouble. And if Stevenson's plan is only to jab him and try and get his shots off that way, it's not going to happen. Because when Kovalev did, I saw what Ward was doing. He was parrying his jab and he was coming over with some artillery. And it's just little punches, short ones. But after a time, it starts wearing your confidence down. Because, like I said, no one likes to be touched up in a fight when you're not used to being touched up in your face. So that's my opinion. You guys leave your breakdown. Mr. Doc, great guy on YTBC. Make sure you check him out. Mr. Doc, go over there. He's always on the Boxing Librarian channel. Also, Truth in His Word as well. Great channel. Make sure you check him out. Truth need to be uploading some videos much often if you can. Thank you, Nick Rogers as well for commenting as well. And we'll find out what's going on. All the guys from the YTBC, thank you very much. And I'll chat to you soon. Nice one, Mr. Doc. You're welcome. Big up to you as well. Peace.